Captain, incoming message.
Alright, hello, hello, hello. So as a continuation of our animations kind of workshop, this is Leviathan Animations all in one, okay? Now this gives you three different things. This gives you the male idle and walk run animations, and it gives you the female idle walk run animations, and it gives you the sprint. So actually, I guess more than three things, but it's like three mods all in one, okay? Now, this was ported by Skyfall 515, created by Vero Levi or Vera Levy, whatever. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name most of the time, so I'm just going to be like, I'm not really trying to be insulting, though. I know I probably come across the wrong way sometimes, but I just mean, Vera Levy, Vera Levi, I don't know. It's like Skyfall 515. At least I can deal with that a little better. But anyway, again, I'm not trying to give you a hard time about your name. Nonetheless, let's move on, because I'm just digging that hole deeper and I don't mean to. So anyway, so this animation is all about your character's idle and walk run animations and sprinting animations, okay? Now, they recommend, the reason I was pairing this with that 360 run walk mod was I wanted to see, I didn't understand what everything was supposed to do. I understood what this mod was doing because they plainly say what this mod does. Okay? Now, I want you to note, these animations apply to all NPCs as well as your character, because the Xbox, that's how it does things. So there's not anything you can really do about that. They said to pair this with the 360 run and walk mod, I guess so you could show yourself running and walking and all that stuff, okay? And they have good pictures here. I mean, look, that's a good picture of her. This is a nice little sprint picture. And then there's a good picture of the guy here. Now, the one thing I don't like about the guys, I'm going to say this up front because I'm probably going to mention it again, is they make them hunker or hunch kind of in a weird way, and you'll see this with Elric. I mean, they kind of, like, his head's down and his shoulders are kind of hunched, and it looks a little weird. At least that was my experience, okay? Now we're going to come back to this and make sure. We're going to do our testing and make sure that what I'm seeing is what I'm still seeing. Nonetheless, we're going to hop in and we're going to see these animations. Now, I still don't have any TBBP turned on. I'll show you that. Okay, because I have that turned off here. I've got just your basic skeleton and ragdolls. We got that on. We have the 360 on so that we can have them come towards the camera. And now we're going to turn this on. Okay, so now we're going to have the Leviathan animations, and that's what we're going to look at. Okay, that's what we want to take a look at. We want to see this and see how the sprint, the run, the walk, and the idle, what that looks like. Okay, so I've got to get out and do a reset. I'll come back in. We'll look at Elric and Lavender again, and we'll have them go through these animations for us, and we'll see what we think of it. Now, I can tell you that I've been using this for a while, and I could see some difference. I did not have this here previously. This was something new. I thought, since we're doing animations, let's just try it. And these three things, this, and this, I know these three all work together, and I did not have any issues. I've been using them for, I guess, weeks now. But I'm throwing this in there just to give us something else to look at. And then in the end, I'm going to try to combine things up. Now, the TBBP is still there and still works when this is turned on. But right now, I've turned it off on purpose. And then I'm going to see what I want to do in the end. Whether I want to, what I want to stick with. What combination of these skeleton and animation mods I want to stick with. Okay. So for right now, let's get out and go try the Leviathan animations all in one. Let's go look at them on Lavender and Elric. I will see you in the game in a moment.
Right hard, don't look back.
Oh, my apologies. I forgot to mention the mod is only like 577 kilobytes. Again, ported by Skyfall 515, created by Vera Levi, but it's very small. These animation mods tend to be pretty small, so you can generally go through and pick and choose and test them out and keep the ones you want, because they're not big enough to cause much trouble normally. Okay? Now, admittedly, there are some animation mods, and they will warn you that you cannot use them with other animations. And I'm thinking of just new female animations. When I tried mixing that with other animations, it totally broke the game. So you can't, some things you can't mix very well, okay? And they tell you in that mod not to mix it with other animations. So they were being very honest and upfront. So nonetheless, this mod is this size, and it's not that big, and it doesn't really seem to have any trouble. It does these specific animations. Alright? Okay, see you in the game in a moment.
Oh.
Alright, so here we are on Elric, and like I said, you can tell his head is down, and, well, his idol makes him bring his shield up to his face, which is okay. I'm just going to get rid of it. So, okay, so here's his idol. He's just going to stand like that, which is fine. His idol is fine. But his head is always tilted down, like he's always kind of hunched and down, looking down, which I don't really especially like. Okay, but that's his idol. Okay, that's IDLE, the idol, that way. Whoa, okay, lady, just move along there. Anyway, so he's going to run through this same animation over and over, right? Okay. Alright, so he can still walk towards us, and he can still run towards us. We're gonna have him do that. Now here's his running animation, which is fine. Got kind of a jaunty step there. Now he can walk like this, which is fine. Okay, I'm just showing you this. There's nothing wrong with that walk. Now you can actually see the girls using the female walk, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's cool that they're actually showing that. I'll still show you that on Lavender. But now the sprint we need, because I don't think you can sprint towards the camera. See, the minute I try to turn him, see, he can't really sprint toward the camera. But he can sprint like that. And then the minute you turn him a little bit, there we go. So you can sprint though, and it's a good sprint animation, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good one. It looks fairly realistic for sprinting, right? I'm sprinting along. So I don't see a problem with that. That looks pretty good. He's going to run into the wall, but we're going to keep him sprinting just so you can see it, and the girls are running to catch up. But that's okay. Alright, so he can't sprint to the camera though, but he can run to the camera, but he can't really sprint technically. But it looks good. It looks good. So overall, these animations look nice. If you like these, there is certainly nothing wrong with these animations. I've not had... Oh, I run over everybody. Like I said, I've been using these for a few weeks now, and I've not had any trouble. Oh, I like running into people. It's funny. Anyway, you get the idea. The only problem with this for the male animation is the way his head hangs down like he's looking at the ground all the time. I don't like that. It's like he never looks up. He never looks straight ahead. So that's my only thing. It just looks weird that he always looks down like that. Alright, so that's the male. Now let's go switch over to the female. I will be right back. Alright, so now we're on Lavender. And you'll notice this is how she walks. And she runs like this. It's not drastically different than what we're used to seeing, I don't think. But it's supposed to be different than the vanilla animation. I think it probably is. Now we're going to have her sprint for us. And you can see she's just got her head down, sprinting. And it's a good sprint animation. There's nothing wrong with that. that seems pretty reasonable. You know, it may be a little bit on the... But, I mean, when people are sprinting, all people run sprint basically the same way, so it's not a big deal. But that's, you know, that's pretty much the same. She's got the same walk and the same run. Now, her idle is going to be very similar to Elric's too. I don't remember there being much different. Let's see how she does here. I think if you give her a moment, let's get rid of the shield. Let's just watch her for a minute. Her idle is similar, not identical. But see, she adjusts a little bit. She looks at her hand. I'm trying to wait and see if she's going to cross her arms or do that other thing. She does kind of a shrug there a little bit. Yeah, she crosses her arms. Not exactly the same as the guys, though. It's a different idle. And now I think she's going to go back to the same little poses. Yeah. Alright, so that basically is her idle. And there's really not a big problem with it. I mean, if she has her shield on, of course, that's going to... you know, that's going to be like that. But at least everything's not clipping through the shield. And it's not sticking through her head, so I don't mind that so bad. It's not bad. It's a pretty good idle. Now, when she's standing around too, she doesn't have her head down looking at the ground all the time, does she? Let's ascertain that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she too is looking down a lot. It's just with her poofy hair, maybe I hadn't noticed. She is looking down a lot, so maybe that was the intent of this modder, just to have them kind of head down. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she does look like she keeps her face downward a little bit, don't you think? Yeah, it's probably not a huge thing, but there's a little bit of... See, now, like here, she looks like she's walking with her head up. But the minute she stops, it's like she has her head down. Maybe not as drastic as Elric, nonetheless. Nonetheless, the animation works. Everything seems to work. Like I said, I've been using this for a while, not had any issues with it. It's worked very well. So it's going to be a matter of whether or not you like these particular animations. That's really all it comes down to. Whether you like this idle, this sprint, this run walk animation, it is up to you. You can get these individually, the male and female come separately. And I think that sprint animation comes as its own thing too. So, and remember, the 360 walk run is definitely a separate thing that you can get by itself if you don't want all this other stuff I'm showing you. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to try, let's see. Well, actually, let me show you this mod so that you'll, so that we can kind of close out this show. Alright, so this has been Leviathan Animations all-in-one. They're good animations, they work. They do work in tandem with that 360 walk run, meaning that you can walk and run towards the camera, towards your character. Let's see, they do, well, they work, they look good, they're fine. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not you like them or prefer them over the normal animations or any other animations you're using. That's what it's all going to come down to. They looked good, they work good. I've been using them, like I said, for weeks now, and I've not had any issues. It just depends on what you like, so you'll have to decide if that's for you or not, okay? Alright, so Leviathan Animations all-in-one. Skyfall 515 ported this. Vera Levi created this. And the download size, you know, it's under 577 kilobytes. Not very big. Remember, this does affect your NPCs as well as your character, but that's pretty much true for all the animations we use, so I don't think that's surprising. Alright, anything else? I think that pretty much covers it. So, now this is part of our animations workshop, and I'm going to continue on to the next part, okay? Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.
All hands, this is the captain. Prepare to abandon ship. Combat teams, repel boarders until ops personnel are away.